Yeah.
Let me go to your page real fast.
Wait. Okay. Let me see. Why is it not going on Instagram?
It say you live. You live?
Is it?
It say live.
Yeah, it's live, but I don't see it on my IG.
Say something on the mic real quick.
Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2.
Oh yeah, y'all sound good. Say something on your mic real fast.
Testing 1 2 3 testing.
Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2. That sounds amazing.
Testing 1 2 3
Good.
testing.
This how y'all look. I'm trying to get a like for y'all, but this how y'all look live right now.
That sounds amazing.
Testing 1 2 3 testing. Okay. Oh yeah, we look good.
And it
Yeah.
sound good.
Yeah, the clarity is there.
Good. If you want to mute your mic right now, you could though. Matter of fact, don't mute. I'll turn it down from here.
You got it. Yep, we're ready. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Greetings, everyone. I'm your host, Monique Bass, and welcome to What's Behind the Bra, healing stories where we uncover the strength, resilience, and real journeys behind the diagnosis. This platform was created to amplify voices, share truth, raise awareness, and remind every survivor and caregiver that they are not alone. Behind every scar, behind every smile, behind every warrior, there's a story, and tonight's story is powerful. But before we jump into this incredible conversation, I want to quickly share something that's been helping me keep my energy up while balancing advocacy, hosting, and everyday life. As many of you know, this community is about awareness, wellness, and taking care of ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. Lately, I've been enjoying Aspire Healthy Energy Drinks. It's a lighter boost made with green tea, caffeine, zero sugar, and heavy crash. If you like to try it, you can get 20% off by using my code MOBASS, MOBASS, at aspiredrinks.com. Because taking care of yourself isn't optional, it's part of the journey. Now, tonight, we are honored to welcome a true force in the breast cancer community, Yakima Deloatch. Did I say
Deloatch, yes, you did.
I-
You said that, okay, you said that right. Yes.
She's a relentless advocate, entrepreneur, keynote speaker, and author whose resilience mirrors that of a phoenix, rising, reinventing, and soaring higher with every challenge. She is a breast cancer survivor and a mentor who has dedicated her life to empowering others through advocacy, storytelling, and community building. Her impact spans far beyond survival. She has mentored countless patients, contributed as an author in the Tracy's Bio or
Tracy's
Bio
bio. Yep.
in Tracy's Bio compilation series, led one of New Jersey's largest making strides against breast cancer walks, and built powerful partnerships with brands like Samsung, is it AWS, and LinkedIn. She is also the visionary behind
The
the
Pink
Pink
Escape.
Escape.
Yes.
Woo! And that's a luxury travel community where breast cancer survivors and their friends celebrate life, resilience, and sisterhood through unforgettable experiences. Her story has been featured on Dr. Oz, ABC News, and The Wendy Williams Show, and more.
Shout
But
out to Wendy
tonight,
Williams, we love her.
oh, shout out to Wendy Williams. We love you.
We do, we do.
Yes. But tonight we get to hear the heart behind the headlines. Yakima, welcome to
Thank
What's
you.
Behind the Bra.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Woo! I usually do my clap, 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 but there's a lot of buttons.
We'll clap, clap,
Yay!
clap.
Yay!
Love it.
Welcome,
Thank you. Oh my gosh,
welcome.
thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, and what's behind the bra? I love it. Love it because there's so much behind that pink ribbon, right? There's so much behind the bra.
Yes.
So there's so many stories, and you've had so many great stories. Two of my OG friends.
Yes.
Miss Viv. Shout out to Miss Viv.
Viv.
Yes, and shout out to Latanya. Yes, love those two. We
And
go
they
way
love
back.
you back. They love you back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I feel like I'm an OG in this community because it's been so long.
Yeah.
You know, I can't believe like I'm coming up on my 14th cancerversary.
Wow.
14th.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's long. I didn't know it was that long.
Yes, I was diagnosed in 2012.
Oh my goodness. All right, so let's get to the questions. So tell us who you were before diagnosis. Who is Yakima beyond breast cancer? What were you building, dreaming, and focused on at that time before?
Okay. So let's get into it. First off, thank you for having me. Before that, I was in the fashion industry.
Mm-hmm.
I worked for several different brands. I was climbing that corporate ladder because you got to remember when I was diagnosed, I was only 31. So at 31, you moving and shaking. You're not thinking about breast cancer, even though I had a mother who had it and I grew up in the household with a mother who had metastatic breast cancer, right? Mm-hmm. So I can't tell my story without telling her story first. Okay? Because that's where mine began, really, before I knew I would have a diagnosis. Right. So I'm 31, where, you know, going into the city, we're hanging out, you know, I'm working in the fashion industry and working from home, actually, when I got the diagnosis. So I was remote before everybody was remote. Okay.
Excuse me.
So it was a Monday, April 16th, 2012. I'll never forget it.
You never forget the date.
No, you don't forget the date. You don't forget the date, the phone call, what you were doing, everything. I was sitting at my little desk, a desk that I still have. And I got the phone call.
Mhm.
And my doctor's like, yeah, so how are you feeling? And I was like, girl, I'm fine. How are you?
Mhm.
And she's like, yeah, so, and I'm like, so what? She's like, oh, wait, you don't know? I said, no, what? Mind
Mhm.
you, I've been getting mammograms since I was 27. So, great fact, if you have a mother or a grandmother or an aunt who was diagnosed, you should really start getting mammograms 10 years before the age they were diagnosed.
Right. I heard that.
So
Mhm.
let's remember that,
Yes.
right?
But
So
they still give people a hard time though.
they do.
Mhm.
So that's why you have to be your own advocate. I fight for that
Mhm.
wholeheartedly, and I always talk about that. You have to be your own advocate, because if you're not fighting for yourself, nobody else will.
Nobody is.
But I was adamant. I never paid for a mammogram in my 20s,
Okay.
ever, because it's all in the coding.
Okay.
It's all
You
in
need
the
to tell them about this coding. There's a lot of people that need to
Yes,
know.
absolutely. It's all in the coding and your doctor writing that on your script,
Mhm.
right? So learning those medical codes and learning what your doctor needs to actually write out on your prescription
Right.
is important. And that's key. And you need to make sure that your doctor does that, because you're in control of your life.
Right.
You and God, of course, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to the doctors, you're in the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm.
They need to pay attention to what you're saying.
Yes, I try to tell a lot of people that. So, what are the codes? Like, what can you tell a younger woman that may be facing that now? Like,
Absolutely. So the doctors would know the codes. I don't know medical coding.
okay.
I don't proclaim to know medical coding or anything like that. But your doctor would know what the code would be, because sometimes just saying family history
Mhm.
isn't enough.
Right.
It's not enough. So maybe, where we see something, or maybe you feel some sort of lump, or maybe, obviously your family history and everything.
Mhm.
But just making sure that your doctor is writing all of that on your prescription.
Right.
All of that. Because I got my first mammogram at, I want to say 26. And then I had my first lumpectomy at 27.
Wait, so bring it back. So for
Mhm.
you, what was the reason that you had your first mammogram at 26? Because of your mom,
Because
or you
of my
felt
mother.
something?
No, because of my mother.
Okay.
My mother was diagnosed young as well. So the exact age, her diagnosis was in the late 80s. So I'm thinking that maybe she was early 30s as well.
Mhm.
My mom has since earned her wings. She earned her wings when I was 13 years old.
I'm sorry. She's shining down, smiling down at you.
Oh, absolutely. She guides me, and every day she's with me every step of the way, right? So, but she was in her early 30s when she was diagnosed. And, back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, it was a death sentence, right?
Yeah.
We've come so far, even from when the time I was diagnosed to when you were diagnosed to the girlies now within the past 3 to 5 years. So much has changed in medicine.
Yes.
Right? So much has changed.
Mhm.
So, I was 31 at the time, like I said, and I was diagnosed with stage 3, triple negative. And even though I was going for my mammograms early,
At 26.
26, I skipped the year. So I didn't go when I turned 30. That year I turned 30, I was working like crazy. Like I said, in fashion industry, in nightlife too, working for several different liquor brands. And
that's where I met you.
Yes.
Hey. What's up, Brian Taylor?
We've had a lot of fun times. A lot of fun times.
Yes.
Remember that Hennessy event though?
At the Key Club. Was that the Key Club?
No, with Nas and Kelly Rowland in the city. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that one.
Oh my gosh, that performance from Nas and Kelly Rowland was epic.
I told you we got a powerhouse up in here. It's a powerhouse right here.
So I skipped when I was 30 years old because I was working like crazy. And then it dawned on me, actually, it was this month that I had gotten my mammogram. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get a mammogram.
Right.
So I'm in there, made the appointment. Finally, I'm in there. We're doing the mammogram, but they're stalling a little bit.
Right.
I'm like, what y'all doing? Like,
right. Your mind plays tricks on you when they start doing it and moving around and then going back to the same spot. Like, oh man, they found something.
Right. So I'm like, and they're like, oh, just give us a minute, and they leave the room, they come back in, and then they're like, okay, we're done. And I'm like, but what you see though? Like, but of course they can't tell, they can't speak on it. They can't tell you.
Right.
And then 2 weeks later, I got that phone call, but I knew it was something.
Mhm.
Your gut never lies to you.
Wow.
Your heart, your mind plays tricks on you, but your gut never lies at all.
No,
And I
never
got
lies.
that phone call. I was working from home, and finally my doctor was like, "Oh, you don't know?" And I'm like, "No." And she was like, "You have breast cancer."
Wow.
And I stopped. And even though I had a mother who
Mhm.
had it, right, metastatic, you don't deem yourself, "Oh, I'm automatically going to get it," right?
Right.
Just because you have a family history.
Right.
So that's not how I thought at
Mhm.
all.
No.
So I'm sitting there dumbfounded in the face, like, wait a minute, what? So we hang up. I immediately call my two aunts, which are my mom's baby sisters, and then my South Carolina mom.
Mhm.
So that's my cousin who took over once my biological mother passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Got them all on a three-way, because we're not saying this multiple times.
Right.
Like,
I do that all the time with my family. Like, wait a minute, let me click
Right.
in, let me click in daddy, let me click in my brother,
Right.
because I'm doing it one time.
One time.
Uh-huh.
We're not going to have these conversations multiple times.
Right.
So we're all on the phone, and I said, "Well, girls," I said, "I have something to tell you." And they said, "Okay." And I said, "I have breast cancer." I said, "Well, the doctor said I have breast cancer."
Mm-hmm.
And there was a pause. And then they said, "Okay, well, what do you need to do next?" And in that moment, I was like, I forgot I was dealing with some OGs and some riders. I'm like, I forgot about that. I said, "Okay."
They fell in line.
Right.
They fell right in line.
Right in line.
Mhm.
Okay. Because one thing, especially about Black women,
Right.
right? We are strong, we are powerful, and we're gonna get it done.
Right.
By any means necessary, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said, "Well, they said I need to do this appointment, that appointment." I said, "I'll make all the appointments and then I'll let you know the next steps."
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Okay." They told me they loved me, and that was the end of that conversation. Then I called up a couple of my girlfriends on a three-way call. One of them ran right over because she had a flexible schedule. The other one didn't have as much of a flexible schedule, but she was on the phone.
Right.
My guy best friend at the time came over, and someone that I was dating at the time was actually already at my house because he was there on a lunch break taking a nap.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I woke him up. We're all in the living room now.
He's probably like, "Am I
Right,
dreaming?
right.
Is this a nightmare?"
He's like, "Wait, what?" Nobody went back to work that day.
Oh,
I
wow.
called my boss up and was like, "Yeah, so I can't get back to work today."
Mhm.
Like, I need to figure some stuff out.
Right.
And it's okay to do that.
Mhm.
That's what I want people to know too. Like, it's okay to take a day.
Right.
If you need a minute,
Take a minute.
take it.
I tell people, as soon as you find out, if you feel like crying, cry.
Okay.
It's okay to cry.
It's okay. Let it release the energy.
Yep.
Release it.
Yep. You get 24 hours.
Right. And then it's go time.
And then it's go time. Put them gloves on. Put them gloves on. It's like,
Right.
what we got to do? I'm ready.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we were all sitting in the living room looking at each other like, wait, what? Because we're in our early 30s, late 20s.
Wow. Wow.
So we're not thinking about this.
No.
We were just at the club last weekend. Like, so it definitely has you stop in your tracks and just thinking, but then it was go time from there. And I'll be honest, I was not alone at any step of the way.
That's beautiful.
My circle came in so strong, and the ones that couldn't physically be there, they were constantly calling or, sending an edible arrangement or something. Everybody took a chemo appointment. At one point, they were fighting over the appointments.
That's
I'm like,
beautiful.
girls.
And what year was
down.
this?
This was 2012.
2012.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm an OG in this.
You are. Oh my goodness. So let me ask you a question. Did your grandma have breast cancer? So it kind of started with your mom.
With my mother. And from what I've gathered, because I called her oncologist, who is actually still in practice or was at the time, right? And got my mom's records and everything. She said, "You know what? Let me work something out for you." I love a good medical team.
Yes.
I love a doctor who is all in.
Yes.
Okay. And she remembered me, actually. From when I was a child, being right there with my mother, going to her treatments and doing all the things with her. She remembered who I was.
You went to chemo treatments with your mom.
I did.
Okay.
I did. Not the chemo treatments. I was at the hospital and I went to lymphedema therapy with her.
Okay.
So chemo treatments, I didn't go. I think my aunts went. I was young, you know. But I remember going to lymphedema therapy with her. And really I spent my 8th grade year at the hospital every day. So I went to school. My sister did my hair at night. I went to school and then we went to the hospital.
Yeah. So how would you say that your mom's journey impacted your journey?
Absolutely. First off, she gave me the strength to be able to fight in my journey, fight for life, because I felt she's no longer here to live her life. So I have to live life for myself.
Right.
And for her. You know, I have to tell my story and I have to tell her story.
Right.
Right. And with Grace, because she was fly, honey. She wore her bald head. She did have a wig, you know, but she wore that bald head.
Yeah.
Okay. And I wore mine. I loved it. It was so freeing, especially being a black girl, like not having no hair,
not having to
being
worry,
able to get in the shower and just, like let that water run down your bald head. Like it was very freeing.
It was.
So just really looking at how she went along with such grace and poise during her journey. Were there low moments? I'm sure. Right. Did sometimes she show them to us? Very little. Right. Like I said, I was a little girl at the time. But she still kept going and didn't miss a beat.
Right.
We were still clothed and fed and went to the mall and we still did all the things. Even if she had to be in a wheelchair, right? Which she had a lot of pride.
Right.
But if she had to be in a wheelchair at the mall or something like that, she did that, So I think she really set me up by letting me know, 1, it's okay to not be okay. 2, grace. 3, poise and strength.
Right.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. So you, like when she was going through it, you were at how old were you around?
Between the ages of 9 and 13.
Oh, right. So you're not really thinking about cancer or thinking about you or genetic testing at all at that point?
No, not at all. Not at all. None of that. It wasn't until, I became an advocate very young. High school, I became an advocate.
Really?
Yeah.
How did that look?
I remember putting up pink ribbons around the high school without getting anyone's permission. And so someone, I don't know if
it was a little rebel.
Right, renegade. I think it was my guidance counselor who asked me to come into the office, and she said, so administration's concerned about all the pink ribbons that are going up around the school. She's like, did you do that? Because I was the new girl, right? I came from Jersey down to South Carolina. So I was the new girl, right? And my guidance counselor, shout out to Miss Dula. She was absolutely hands down amazing. But she knew my story, and she knew why I had come to South Carolina. She knew everything. So she figured it was me. And I said, yes, that it's me. And she said, okay, I'll let the principal know. I said, okay, but we need to keep them up.
And then they did?
And we kept them up.
Oh, man, that's beautiful.
So, and I did all the walks in high school. And then, even fast forward to young adulthood in my 20s, I started doing the walk in Newark with just a small group of us. I remember it rained, poured, and we were out there walking in it. And I'm like, come on, guys, we got to do this for my mom. Little did I know we were going to be doing it for me at some point.
And then how many years in between that, that you did the walk and then boom, you have cancer?
I would say probably 4 to 5 years in between.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was about mid-20s.
Wow.
Mid-20s. And then I was diagnosed at 31. So, yeah, about 4 to 5 years.
So how did your diagnosis bring back memories of your mom's journey?
So I'll tell you an interesting story. I remember one night when I started my journey, right? My mom actually came to visit me. So I don't know if people, I believe in things like that. I looked up, I was lying in the bed. I looked up. I don't know, I just popped up out my sleep. And I'm a sleepy girl, so I stay asleep, honey. Okay. I love my sleep. But I felt something on my foot. Somebody grabbed my foot. And it was her. And she just kind of looked at me. And it was that look like, baby girl, you got this.
Wow.
And then I went back to sleep. I don't know if it was a dream, but I felt like I was awake.
That's beautiful. Did you feel like that
I
gave
felt,
you the
yeah,
motivation?
Absolutely. I felt covered,
Yes.
you know, between her being my guardian angel,
Mhm.
as you can see here, Gardenia's angels.
Aw.
Yeah, her name was Gardenia.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love
Yes.
that.
Honey, Gardenia was fly too.
That's where, I think that's where you get it from too. You get it from your mama.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, seeing her, I wasn't afraid either. Like, you know how sometimes we say, oh my gosh, I saw a ghost, you know?
Mhm.
I wasn't afraid to see her.
Did she ever come back again?
No.
Just then?
Just that one time.
Aw.
Yeah, just that one time. And I felt good. I felt like, you know, she gave me kind of that power that I needed. Like, no, girl, you got this.
That's
You
beautiful.
know?
That's a beautiful story. What misconceptions do people have about breast cancer and age?
Hello, speaking to the person that got diagnosed at 31, that you can't be young, under 40, and get diagnosed. Like, we still think that it's an older person's disease.
Right.
And it's not.
It's not.
I've met so many women, even during my time. I became friends with the woman. Shout out to Patricia, love my girl.
Hey, Patricia.
She was 26 when she was diagnosed.
Wow.
26.
And it just makes me so angry that people still say 40. Like, wait till 40. I'm not 40 yet. And I'm sitting there like, are you kidding me? Like, do you know how many people are under 40 that are diagnosed with breast cancer or any kind of cancer?
Absolutely. And I get it, right? The majority are over 40.
Right.
Right. So I get it. I get it when it comes to research and science and the laws and the baselines and all of that. Totally understand all of that, right? But we are seeing it younger and younger.
Yep, we are.
You know? So we have to ensure that things are put in place, and everything isn't hereditary.
No, it's not. It actually didn't run in my family.
See? Yeah, I have a lot of friends where it didn't. You know, a lot of breasties where it did not. And for me, the crazy thing is, even though I had a mother with it, I am not BRCA positive.
Wow.
I am not BRCA positive.
Well, that's confusing because so many people say, like, if your mom has it, if it's, you know, do genetic testing. So if you're BRCA positive, you know, you need to take the proper measures. And then there's some people that are not like you.
Yeah. I was a freak child to my oncologist. They loved me, you know, because I had two. I had the breast oncologist and then a gynecological oncologist. But so even though I'm not BRCA positive, I'm actually BART positive, which is the follow-up gene. But guess what?
Yeah.
That gene is actually found mainly in Jewish women.
Wow.
So somewhere along the lineage, I guess, you know, maybe there's some Jewish lineage. I don't know. You know, my oncologist and I, we always joked. He would say, I knew I could marry you. I said, see, I told you I'm a black Jew, you know. So he and I, we had a great rapport, you know. But yeah, it's genetics is very interesting.
So what symptoms did you notice that younger women especially should not ignore?
So I always paid attention to my body, like psychotic. Like my mother taught me, no. You got to pay attention to your body. You need to know what's going on with your body. You need to notice all changes. Now, I'm not saying be a hypochondriac or anything like that, but you need to notice the changes. And for me at the time, I noticed my left breast was enlarged. Like I didn't have any, you know, nipple bleeding or anything leaking out or anything like that. But the left breast was a little larger. And at that time, 31, your breasts are not growing anymore. And I wasn't getting larger in weight size either.
Okay.
Right. So I said, something's not right here. Right.
Right.
So then that's when I scheduled the mammogram. And then that's when it dawned on me, girl, you did not get your mammogram last year.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So it was with that 1 year that breast started to grow,
Mm-hmm.
and as soon as you had the mammogram, they said breast cancer.
Stage 3, triple negative.
Stage 3 within 1 year. See, that's the thing. I always felt like I waited to 40 to have my mammogram, and
rightfully so, though.
Right.
Let's be clear, rightfully so.
Okay, and then every year I did it, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. All those years, everything was benign, like there was nothing going on. It was clear. And then 47, it was like, oh, I felt something. I felt something of my own that I never felt. And I always thought that if I'm clear at 40, 41, 42, all those
Right,
years,
right.
that I'm always going to be clear.
No.
I didn't think that
Things change
things
over the
change.
years. Things change over the years. You're exposed to different things environmentally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things just change. That's just like I told you in the beginning, I had a lumpectomy when I was 27.
Okay.
Because at the time, the breast surgeon felt 2 lumps, right? They wound up being benign,
Mhm.
okay? But that was my first kind of real exposure to let's get a biopsy, let's test it, let's take this out of you.
Right.
And that was my first scar, right, on my breast,
Right.
was that lumpectomy.
Right. And I tell a lot of people, like, because you feel lumps and they start saying it's a cyst, it's fatty tissue, it's this,
Right.
it's that. And for me, I had 3 biopsies and they were all benign, but the lump kept growing.
Mhm.
So not until I took it out did they say, oh my goodness, what we were watching was benign, but there was a small mass behind it
Yep.
that was developing cancer.
Mhm.
So I always tell people, like, if you have a lump and it's growing or whatever, have them take it out. Like, that's where you advocate for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then if you think that you need a follow-up to the mammogram, then get an ultrasound.
Right.
Get an ultrasound, or make sure you're at a radiology place that has advanced technology mammographies,
Mhm.
right? They're using AI to help with the mammogram. They're using just more up-to-date technology. Right. So they can see all of these things. Because I do know some women, I never had large breasts.
Mhm.
Right. So going to get a mammogram for me, my face was like all up on the my face used to be all up on the glass plates, trying to get my little boob up in there. Like, come on, y'all got it? Like,
it don't stretch anymore.
right.
Like,
It's it. Like this
take
little
the
boob.
thumb
Take
picture.
Take this little A cup and get it going. Like,
Yeah. That's something else. So what was your treatment plan?
woo. So we did chemotherapy. So first, okay, let's run it down, because everybody has a different plan.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So for me, we did a double mastectomy first.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the double. And I did the double because I was 31. Right? For me, I already knew what I wanted to do when they told me, because I'm like, I had a mother who had breast cancer.
Right.
I'm not trying to go through this again, even though, disclaimer, just because you have a double mastectomy doesn't mean that it can't return in your chest walls.
I'm hearing that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that a lot.
So it's unlikely, right?
Right.
But it's not.
It's possible.
It's possible, right? So for me, we did a double mastectomy first. I loved my plan because we weren't in a rush to do everything. So we did that. We put the tissue expanders in because I knew I would get reconstruction. Because she wanted D cups thrown on it. My theme song on it. That was my theme song. Wait, that was my theme song. Throw some D's on that. So, but my plastic surgeon shut me down. She was like, absolutely not. And I was like, what? It's my decision. I want some D cups, But we did that, put the tissue expanders in, and then I went into treatment. So I had 15 rounds of chemotherapy. I would have had less, but I actually caught an allergic reaction during treatment.
Okay.
So my oncologist made me go weekly versus every other week. And I didn't know that every other week was like a 3-to-1 or a 2-to-1. So it extended my chemotherapy.
Right.
And I was like, wait, what? I'm not going to be done quicker? He's like, no. I'm like, So did that. But again, I never went to treatment alone. The
That's
girls was
beautiful.
always there,
Beautiful.
at treatment with me. Which it was fun, having other people there with you. And for us, I'm like, this isn't a library. We're not going to be quiet. We are here to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be sitting here hooked up, looking crazy in the face.
Mhm.
Although half the time I was asleep, because for me, Benadryl knocks me out.
I love some Benadryl.
Right.
They call it the Benny. Hey,
right,
Benny.
right. I had a breastie or have a breastie where she would not go to sleep off the Benadryl.
No.
Girl, what is your problem? Go to sleep. She just be there like this. I'm like, you're not gonna go to sleep. She like, no. I'm like, don't fight it. Just knock out.
So did you have the port or no?
So the port, right? I'm part of the gang. Yes, I have the port scar now.
Mhm.
I did not have the port in the beginning. We were straight up in the veins, okay? Until that one day where something happened, it skipped the vein, got into the bloodstream. I jerked out the IV and screamed bloody murder because it was burning like hell. Okay? My favorite nurse comes running over. She's like, what's wrong? I'm like, get me up out of here. I don't want to do this no more. I'm out.
Goodness, that's scary.
Yes.
Scary.
Very scary. At that point is when I got the port.
Okay.
Yeah. Because since I have lymphedema too, I can't do anything on my left arm.
So how did that happen? How does lymphedema happen?
So with lymphedema, it's the luck of the draw, really. I'll be honest. It's the luck of the draw, right? I had an auntie tell me one day, which I was very annoyed because I was like, Auntie, why would you treat your niece like that? Not my real aunt, but just an older Black woman in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Told me that I must not have done my exercises after my surgery, and that's how I got lymphedema.
That's not true because I didn't do not one exercise.
Right. And I was just like, Auntie, why would you tell me that? Like, why would you do me like that? Girl, I did all my wall crawls, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's really just the luck of the draw, I had 11 lymph nodes taken out, with one being cancerous. And it just happened. My mother had it. It's not hereditary or genetically related or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it, and I advocate for lymphedema as well.
Did it happen right away or when you were done or mid chemo?
So actually had the surgery later on, and lymphedema can come. What people don't realize is lymphedema can come 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years later.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something
But
that's
what
immediate.
exactly is it? Is it fluid?
Yes. So a lot of people think, oh, can't you just go and get your arm drained? And I'm like, no.
You're going to see that face. Do that again.
I can't do it.
You should have seen that face. So you got to do it again.
I don't know what I did. I don't know. But I'm like, no, you can't. I don't have a severe case, right? People with severe cases, yes. It's lymphedema and edema, very similar, right? People with severe cases of lymphedema can have the fluid drain, but essentially it's your protein fluid in your body. Mm-hmm. So basically, since I don't have those lymph nodes anymore, we've taken them out. It's now caused obstruction in your lymphatic system for your protein fluid to flow evenly.
Okay.
So there's a backup. Okay. So if I don't stay compressed, the limb gets larger.
Okay.
Right. So, and you have to maintain it. Summertime sucks because it's hot outside. And with normal, regular people, if you notice when you have a ring on and it's hot outside, your ring's hard to take off. Mm-hmm. Right. So with lymphedema in the summertime, girl, I'm struggling.
And tell what do you have on now?
So right now I have on compression garments. I have on a compression sleeve. Mm-hmm. So that's this here. And then I have on a compression glove. Now, something that a lot of people don't realize is you really shouldn't wear the sleeve without wearing either a glove or a gauntlet. A gauntlet just doesn't have the fingertips.
Okay.
Right? Reason being is because if this is your pain point here, where you're swelling up and you only have this on, mm-hmm. you're pushing the fluid now down into your hand, causing your hand to swell up a little bit more.
Okay.
You can wear the glove or the gauntlet without the sleeve. because you're pushing the compression up.
Okay.
So with lymphedema patients, you want to push all of your fluid back into the lymphatic system.
Okay.
Whereas when you're getting a massage, you're massaging everything out.
Okay.
But with us, you're pushing it back in so that it can flow properly.
Right. Okay. And can they buy that on Amazon or what?
You should really get your lymphedema garments from either a DME, a medical provider, right? Or I use lymphedemaproducts.com because they have everything on there, right? But I also do managed home care. So I bandage at night too, which it ain't sexy at night, so I'm going to bed with 5 bandages on, 2 ace bandages, like finger gauzes and stuff. And then a cotton sleeve, a foam pad. So manage home care because I'm neurotic about my lymphedema,
right?
Because I don't like walking around, with it extremely swollen. And then when it's swollen, it hurts, So if I, at any way or any point, can decrease the swelling, I do that. I make sure I do that,
Yeah. You want to see if there's any questions?
Girl, she can't see that far. Let me get up and get this phone positioned, honey.
Trying to take some questions.
Let's see.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely appreciate that.
Oh, shout out to our girl Janelle on the line. Hey girl, that's my boo.
She's coming
her.
On. I think the 15th she'll be on.
She is a powerhouse.
Woo!
She reminds me of myself when I was first diagnosed and everything I was doing and stuff. I love her.
Yeah.
I love that she's using her voice.
Yes.
She's using her platform. And that's another thing too. Like when I was diagnosed, we did a little bit of social media back in 2012 and stuff,
right?
But it wasn't as popular and prevalent
it's more now.
As it is now, right? I don't see any questions.
Okay.
I don't see any questions.
Hey y'all, though. So did you have to do radiation?
I did. So going back to the treatment plan, right? So it was the double mastectomy. Then we went into chemotherapy. And then, yes, I did radiation as well. I did 28 rounds of radiation. Radiation is an easier process than chemo.
Definitely.
But it can still harm you a lot as well. Yes. Because a lot of people don't realize that underneath your radiated body part, it's very thin.
Yes.
And that's why my my plastic surgeon was like, you're not getting D cups. Like you're very thin underneath your skin, even though your skin feels tough. Right. And some people burn during radiation.
I actually burned.
You did.
I did. I had 21 treatments, and at 19, I started to burn and the skin peeled apart. It was horrible.
Yeah. And I tell people, go to radiation with nothing on. No lotion, no deodorant, nothing. You cannot have anything on. And then I always tell people, when you come home and you go to bed at night, lather your skin, lather the area with Aquaphor or some type of ointment like that. Right. Because I'm like, you have to put moisture back into the area. And those ointments actually really work for the radiated area.
Yeah. So what was the most physically challenging part of the treatment?
Of treatment? Yeah. I was afraid in the beginning when I had the first chemo treatment because I didn't know what to expect.
Right. It's the unknown.
Right. And, I just remember seeing my mom at times be sick. We
love you too.
I just remembered her being sick. So I was nervous because I was like, I don't want to be sick like she was. She was throwing up and oh my gosh, But again, that was late 80s, early 90s. Right. It's 2012 now. So I had support and stuff. Every day I always tell people to throw your ideas out the window and take every day one step at a time. Right. Because you might not be sick for your first 3 treatments. You may be fine. But then that 4th treatment, you're nauseous, you're throwing up or you don't want to eat or whatever. So just take it day by day, moment by moment,
Yep,
treatment by treatment.
I tell people cross that bridge as you get to it.
Right. Right. Exactly. And another thing that I did want to mention is I actually, before I even started treatment, which a lot of people don't know that they can do this, chemotherapy can place you into early menopause, right?
Yes, it placed me into early menopause, and I don't miss it, honey. I don't miss it.
We'll get to the menopause part in a minute.
Uh-huh.
But I actually did fertility treatments in Harvard Eggs. I have a shout out to baby Mackenzie. She's on ice.
Baby Mackenzie.
Baby Mackenzie is on ice.
Oh, so we waiting for baby Mackenzie.
Relax. She's there in case But so I did that program. I had an amazing research nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Live Strong had a program for it's a certain age group of breast cancer patients, and they will pay for your fertility treatments, your egg retrieval, and then 1 year of storage.
Wow.
Because we've been paying for baby Mackenzie for quite some time now. We've been paying rent for her.
So this is now this program?
So I don't know if they still have it. It was through Live Strong.
Mm-hmm.
That was back in 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, I went through that program. They still may have it.
But
if not, I'm sure maybe another organization has it or something like that. But that was the best program ever. But I went through that at the same time as having a double mastectomy and having my first fertility treatment when I woke up in recovery after the double mastectomy.
Wow.
So I went every day to the fertility doctor to get the treatments.
Mm-hmm.
And then we extracted the eggs probably like 2 weeks later or something like that. So mind you, I have a double mastectomy, healing from that, and my legs are up super high, knees to chest, so they can extract the eggs.
Oh my goodness. Well, what we have to go through.
Right.
And so but it was before chemo though, right?
Before chemo, because you cannot do it after or during chemo.
I actually have a family member now that's was just diagnosed. And I told her, she cried because of the fact that, she had a dream. But I said, they want her to start right away, like in 2 weeks. And I said, listen, if you want to have that baby and you want to try, you go ahead and tell them, find a place, a fertility doctor that'll take you. And if you want to push it off 2 weeks before treatment, and you go ahead and do that, go get your eggs. I don't feel like people should be rushed, because if you didn't know at that time, you would have had another month. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they feel like as soon as you are told, people are nervous. They're like, okay, the doctor said I got to do this. I got to do this. No. Take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Find that doctor. I mean, you got to put some motion in it.
Right.
Start the IVF, get those eggs out, and then, it may be like 2 or 3 weeks extension. Mm-hmm. But if that's what you want to do, I feel like you're in control. That's what people don't know.
And unless you have a very urgent diagnosis, because let's put that disclaimer out there too.
Right.
Some people's diagnoses are very urgent, right? Mm-hmm. But yes, if that's what she wants to do, then definitely get it done. Because you do, there is a possibility that you can become infertile. I have a friend right now, a breastie, who is, she hasn't released it on social media yet, so I'm not going to say her name. Mm-hmm. But after years of trying, and her husband are now with child, and I am so happy. She's having her gender reveal right now.
Congratulations.
As we speak, and I am so excited for her.
That is
so
beautiful.
Excited.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
yes.
I really am. She's such a beautiful person, fly as ever. She no longer lives in the New York area anymore. She moved to Georgia, I believe. But and then I had another breastie as well that wound up having twins 5 years after she, went through all of her treatment and everything.
Wow. Okay.
So it's possible, and there is still hope.
But
right?
Did she freeze the eggs before?
She didn't.
She didn't.
She
went through chemo, and then she got pregnant after, and she had twins. Okay. Yes. That's beautiful. That's beautiful to know.
So there is hope. I don't want people or newly diagnosed, women to feel like there isn't hope.
There's hope. There's hope. So what were moments you felt discouraged, and what pulled you through?
Ooh, honey, digging deep. You got to dig deep in your faith. You really do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to dig deep, deeper than you've ever dug before,
Yes.
And I will honestly say during my journey, and I talk about this a lot, during my journey, I was on cloud 9. I wasn't working. I took off. FMLA. We love FMLA. We love, short-term disability. We took all the things. Okay.
Yes, honey, we took it all.
We took it all. So I was on, cloud 9. I had a schedule and everything like that. It wasn't until you are getting back into society, right?
Let him see you a little bit.
Can you turn it a little bit? Let me turn it. And then your right there. Mm-hmm. Your new normal, right? Because it's not normal. It's your new normal, right? Because you are no longer the same person that you were pre-diagnosis. Okay. Fight me about it. But you're not. Right. It wasn't until I was getting reacclimated into society and accepting all of my scars, everything that I had been through, to where I started to experience a tough time.
Okay.
To where I really had to lean on my faith. Mm-hmm. I had to lean on my friends and family for support. Right. To help me just get back in there. Mm-hmm. During, I was fine. I was living a life. You couldn't tell me anything. Right. But at that point, after it was all done, and maybe it was because I was finished with the treatment, I was finished with everything. So it's kind of like, well, what now?
What now? I said that too. It's like you get so much attention, and you got the doctor's appointments, and everything's lined up, and then afterward it's like,
well, okay, what am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do now? Like, I'm like, wait, am I okay? Y'all sure I'm okay? Yeah. Like, so it was that point to where I really found myself in a little bit of a depression, and just feeling down, not down and out about what I had gone through, but just like a sense.
What now?
Yeah, I was a little lost. Like,
right. Yeah.
What direction do I go in now? Because, like I said, during my diagnosis, I was doing a dang thing.
So is that how the rise of the Phoenix? You describe yourself
Absolutely.
As the rise of the Phoenix. So Absolutely. Is that where she came out?
That is.
Okay.
That is. And she's had to rise on multiple occasions, I actually was given that metaphor when I was in high school. I was part of a United Way calendar or something like that. And they compared me to a phoenix because I had lost parents. My biological mother passed at 13 when I was 13 from metastatic breast cancer. Lost my father when I was 16.
Wow.
So I moved to South Carolina, being a Jersey girl, moving to South Carolina, was very different. Mm-hmm. Loved my experience though. Wouldn't take it back for the world. Mm-hmm. But they compared me to a phoenix. And then once I went through this, I was like, wait, I kind of am, mm-hmm. Like, yeah. I'm coming through the fire again. Right. Okay. Jumping over those hurdles and obstacles and things like that, and having to reinvent yourself or, start fresh or start over, or take what you've had and what you've been through and really make something out of it, giving lemons and make lemonade, as people say.
Right. Pain into purpose.
Yeah.
So absolutely. When did your survival turn into advocacy?
So my survival, because I was an advocate prior to, mm-hmm. from, with my mother's diagnosis and everything right. like that. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, it was only fitting for me to keep it up. Right. Right. And to really keep going. And I realized that I give people hope. Right.
Yeah, you do.
You have to do this not only for yourself, but every other brown and Black girl that is getting a diagnosis or that has a family member, with a diagnosis or just something, mm-hmm. You are that voice.
Yes.
I am the voice.
Right.
So it was in a sense, I didn't want to let my people down. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, no, like we have to constantly use our voices because we know that a diagnosis for us looks different than our counterparts.
Right.
It just does. And even though we may be getting diagnosed at the same rate, our death rates are higher.
Mm. Wow.
And I can't sit back and allow that to go on,
Right.
and not say anything and not do anything about it.
That's deep. So I really appreciate, like, when I was diagnosed, you and Viv were the first to, contact me, and you sent me a care package and a journal, and I definitely want to thank you for that. I appreciate
Welcome.
that.
Of course.
So you've led one of New Jersey's largest walks, the Making Strides walks. What did that leadership experience teach you?
That, that actually taught me a lot. Um, I immersed myself into the community, and I just really wanted to, one, educate,
Mm-hmm.
educate us,
Right.
let our communities know that what resources are available,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes you don't know where to go.
Right.
You don't know what to do,
Mhm.
right? But if I can help educate and help, disseminate those resources
Mhm.
out there, because there's so much out there.
There is.
There's actually there's a lot, right?
Mhm.
You have the larger organizations that are, focused on research and things like that, because we have to have them,
Yes.
right? We have to have the research, we have to have the scientific aspect of it all, right? But then there's so many other organizations in between that take care of so much, right?
Mhm.
The day-to-day for the patient. Even with my lymphedema,
Right.
there was an organization that helped me pay for my garments.
Mhm.
Now, government has passed a law to where you can get 3 garments for free.
Okay.
So yeah, which girl, I didn't even know until I started seeing my my DME provider, Faith Fitter, based in Passaic. Love Marisol Rivas. She owns and operates Faith Fitter. Love her. She's amazing at what she does. But she was the one who informed me that you can now get, because the laws have changed, you can get 3 garments every 6 months.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, I'm lit now. Like I need a custom. I need, my regular black one.
Yeah.
So, but sharing that knowledge,
Right. So people could know.
so powerful, and it's key.
And you now being on a podcast, like,
Right.
so many women are gonna be like, "What? Let me call up."
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, because we have to constantly share those resources, and we have to constantly just educate one another and really help each other out.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely,
we've never charted this territory before.
No.
Right? Like, it's not like saying, oh, I don't know, like daily shopping or whatever. Like a breast cancer diagnosis, you haven't been here before.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like this is new for everybody.
Right. And any advice, any resource, somebody really could use.
Absolutely. Give yourself grace.
Mm-hmm.
Be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
And do not Google.
And if you do Google, take it with a grain of salt.
Right. Every piece of information out there isn't the best information.
No.
Make sure it's coming from a reputable and a credible source.
Right.
Yeah. And then lean on your friends and family if you can. I understand some of us don't, have such a strong dynamic, but people who love you want to be there for you, and they want to support you.
Yeah.
I was an independent girly, still am. You're an independent girly.
Yeah.
But you learn during your journey, people love you.
Yeah.
And they want to be there for you.
Yeah.
And it's not because they're looking to get something out of it or to say, oh, well, I helped Monique out. I helped her out. No, because those aren't the real people.
I don't know. Like, during my time, like, I went through it through 2020. So through the pandemic.
Oh, through the pandemic.
So that's
rough.
I had to be alone. I had to go to every treatment by myself.
Yeah, that's rough.
My dad was like, I'm gonna come pick you up, and I was like, no, I got this up, because I was already by myself.
See?
And then my brother said, he wants to be there for you, like, let him. And I'm like, all right, I was like, let him. But a lot of people disappeared on
Oh yeah,
on me.
I had that too. Now let's be very clear. I definitely had that.
and the ones that were supposed to be there, they were there.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And those are the real riders, right? The real friends, the real people who truly support you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's what we have to look at, not those who left.
Right.
We have to look at the ones that were there, right there with us.
Mm-hmm.
My male best friend at the time, I vomited right in his hands.
Oh,
and he caught
a ride or die for
he
best
caught
friend.
He caught that vomit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. My female best friend washed me in the shower.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And we're both looking at each other like, wow. But I was so happy to have her there with me. Mm-hmm. My other dear friend cut my hair.
Right.
For me. Well, not cut it, but she styled it. No, she styled it, and it was coming out while we were in the bathroom.
That's deep.
And that's a lot, and then that's when I had the hair party and we cut it off. And then that same day, or the day after, I went to Gabrielle's.
What?
To a party.
Did you go
with my bald head?
With the bald head?
With the bald head, because I said, in order for me to accept it, I have to be amongst my peers and in a social setting. And that's going to help me build the confidence that I know I'm going to need.
Wow.
And I walked in, and I'll never forget who ran up to me first. Oh my gosh, what's her name? Nisa. Oh, she's down in Georgia now. Oh my gosh,
Anissa?
I could see her face. I think she's getting married. I think it's
Anissa.
Anissa, it might be. Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
She ran up to me and was like, "Girl, yes!" And I was like, "Oh my God, she's like, girl!" And then Gail, rest in peace, Gail.
Oh, G-Money.
Yes,
G-Money.
Yes, sleep in peace.
Rest in peace, yo.
Yes, she also came up to me and gave me some words of advice. Oh, and I know, I love her. But yeah, I immersed myself.
Oh man, we gotta speed it up.
We need to speed it up. Okay.
Woo, we are rocking and rolling here. It's already an hour. Listen, let's talk about the Pink Escape. What inspired you to create the Pink Escape?
So the Pink Escape, trademark pending, is a celebratory luxury group trip. So I'm a travel advisor, if you didn't know. So let me know if you need me to
saw
curate.
You just now on your trip. It looked beautiful.
Yeah. So I wanted to curate an experience for breast cancer survivors to really, truly celebrate their survivorship. And it's really a celebratory trip layered in with philanthropy, with on these different escapes that we're taking, meeting other breast cancer survivors and patients in that country, and really providing empowerment and strength to those patients as well, and really creating a community. So that will launch, because I had to play around with the dates a little bit and see if it was going to be feasible. But that will be the end of October, so October 29th through November 2nd. So it's 5 days and 4 nights. I will launch it soon.
Hey, I want to come.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. 5 days, 4 nights at the Royalton Chic in Antigua. Antigua is going to be our first location because I am in love with Antigua.
Yay.
Yes.
All right, I'm down.
Yes.
Keep me posted.
I need to launch that ASAP. But like I said, the Pink Escape, trademark pending. But it's something, a passion project of mine that has been on my heart. And I really just want to see this sea of pink of survivors celebrating in a luxury way. Okay.
So where should they find you and information about that?
Exactly. So everybody can find me on all social media platforms at I am Yakima. And then on my website for the Pink Escape, www.iamyakima.com.
Okay. So let's say if let's skip to, because we passed the hour.
We are, but I wanted to give away a book. Okay. So this is the book that I'm featured in. I have 2 copies to give away. I don't know how we can give this away or not, how we can do some sort of raffle, or once you look at who was on there, we'll put everybody's name.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll pick someone Yeah, we'll pick someone who
Right.
who tapped in tonight and watched,
Absolutely.
and you'll get her book.
A signed copy.
Yay! The
Yes.
Pink Sister Chronicles.
Yeah, the Pink Sister Chronicles. It takes a village, because it definitely takes a village.
It definitely does.
Yes.
So, if your mom could see the impact you're making today, what do you think she would say?
One, I think she would be so proud. And the one thing I think she would say, which is going to be so funny, she would say, "Look at my baby."
Aw.
Because I'm the youngest, so it's my sister and I. We're 8 years apart, but I think she would say, look at my baby."
Aw,
And that in itself holds a lot of weight.
It sure does.
You know, those words might not mean anything to anyone else, but that it holds a lot of weight.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I know she's proud and smiling down on you. So, Yakima, what's behind your bra today that wasn't there before diagnosis? Your story.
Strength, the will to want to keep going, no matter how many obstacles I may jump over, how many hurdles I may face. Just that willpower to get up and go, and to keep going, but not ignore what has happened. To acknowledge it, and if I need to cry, cry. If I need to release any type of energy, release it. Right? Because I say being strong is overrated, right? But showing up and being transparent and vulnerable is strength in itself.
Right.
Because it takes a lot of strength to be vulnerable and transparent. They're not the same.
Right. So before we close, is there anything you would like to share to any women that may be going through it right now?
You've got this. Give yourself grace. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It may seem dark right now, but as the days go by, you go through your treatment journey, you will see a light. And use your voice, because your voice is powerful.
I like that. That was beautiful. Yakima, thank you. Thank you for your transparency. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for turning pain into purpose. Your story reminds us that survivorship is not just about living, it's about rising. It's about rebuilding. It's about reclaiming joy. It's about redefining what life looks like after the fire. Watching your mother battle breast cancer, facing your own diagnosis, and choosing not to just survive, but to lead, mentor, and create spaces like the Pink Escape. That is legacy work. And tonight, you reminded every woman watching that fear does not get the final say. Purpose does. Power does. Faith does. To everyone watching, whether you are newly diagnosed, in treatment, in remission, caregiving, or grieving, please remember this: you are not alone.
You are not.
Behind every diagnosis is strength. Behind every scar is survival. Behind every warrior, there is a story worth telling. If this conversation touched you tonight, subscribe to What's Behind the Bra YouTube channel. Please, I need some followers. Follow and subscribe, and share this episode with someone who needs encouragement. Drop a pink heart in the comments to support Yakima. Let's see, whoever drops first will get the book.
Right. That's what we'll do.
And if you believe in the work we're doing here at What's Behind the Bra, we invite you to support us. You can make a donation or request a comfort care bag for someone in treatment by visiting www.behindthebra.org. Our comfort care bags are created to bring light, encouragement, and practical support to individuals navigating their breast cancer journey, because healing happens in community. And support should never feel out of reach. If you would like to share your story on this platform, email us at info@behindthebra.org, or just send me a DM. I'm your host, Monique Bass, And this has been What's Behind the Bra Healing Stories. Until next time, keep advocating, keep believing, and keep rising. Good night, everyone. Have a good night, and thank you.
Thank you. Have a
I
good
just-
night, everybody.
I love you. Thank
I love
you.
you too.
Oh.